You are 25 years old, and $500 feels like a lot of money to give up every month. Not because you're broke, not because you don't care about your future, but because rent is due, your car needs an oil change, a friend is getting married in April, and somehow you're expected to show up to 3 separate events before the actual wedding. That's the condition most Americans live inside of. Every dollar claimed before it lands. But here's the question this video is going to answer. What if you took that same $500 and invested it every single month for 30 years? Not hype, not get rich quick, just math. And this is Build a Millionaire. Someone showed you a number recently, a projection. $500 a month, 30 years, average market return. And the number was so large, you looked at it twice. Not because you didn't believe it, but because you felt something between disbelief and grief. The grief of realizing that time is the one resource you cannot earn back. Let's put that in perspective. $6,000 a year is less than most Americans spend on eating out. Less than the average car payment times 12. Roughly what the average U.S. household spends on entertainment. I'm not shaming any of those categories. I'm showing you that $500 a month is not an abstraction. It's a real number inside a real budget. And whether it becomes invested capital or consumed lifestyle, that's a decision. Repeated month after month until it compounds into an outcome. You decide to start, not because you have a complete plan, but because you finally understand not starting is also a decision, and that decision has a cost. But here's the trap. The cost of not starting is invisible. It doesn't show up on a statement. It doesn't arrive as a bill. It accumulates silently in the distance between what you will have and what you could have had. So you set up an automatic transfer, $250 into a Roth IRA on the 1st, $250 into a brokerage account on the 15th. The habit has a structure now, and that structure will do what your motivation alone never could. 3 months in, nothing dramatic happens. The account shows a number slightly larger than what you put in. Market moved up a little, down a little. This is where most people quit. Not because they're lazy, because the human brain is not built to find meaning in small, invisible progress. But here's what's actually happening. The $500 you didn't spend, it's now $1,600 in an account. The $500 you would have spent, gone, permanently. That distinction is real, even when it doesn't feel real. And you treat that transfer like rent, not optional, not negotiable. That small decision in month 3, that's the most important financial decision you'll make this decade. Year 3, the account holds just over $21,000. Something shifts in how you look at that number. It no longer feels like a savings account. It feels like a second income you haven't met yet. The balance is generating returns on returns. The $6,400 from year 1, compounding. Year 2, compounding. Year 3, compounding. This is what compound interest actually looks like from the inside. Not a chart, not a projection. A real account growing faster than the rate you're adding to it. Year 5. The account holds approximately $42,000. You contributed $30,000 of your own money. The remaining $12,000? That's the market's contribution. Your money generated $12,000 that required no labor from you. No extra hours, no second job, no side hustle. And here's what else happens. Your financial anxiety changes. Not gone, but different. The market dropped 11% in 1 quarter during year 4. You felt it, but you didn't sell. You did nothing, which is the correct response when your horizon is 25 more years. The market rewards patience, not knowledge. patience compounds the same way money does.
Year 10. The account holds approximately $104,000. You crossed 100,000. That threshold matters psychologically more than you think. Below 100K, it feels like a savings account. Above 100K, it starts to feel like a system running independently of your daily decisions. In a single good year, returns now exceed 7,000. You're contributing 6,000 annually. The account is now generating more than you're putting in. From this point forward, you are no longer the primary engine of growth. Compounding is. You built something that works without you.
Year 15, 200,000. Year 20, 312,000. You contributed $120,000 over 20 years. The account added $112,000 to your net worth without a single additional decision beyond the original one you made at 25. The account now generates over $21,000 in an average year. That's more than many Americans earn in 6 months of work. And you've become the kind of person who isn't moved by financial panic. When the news cycles through crashes and recessions, you watch with detached interest. Because you've lived through several cycles with real money on the line.
Year 30. You are 55 years old. The account holds approximately $567,000. You contributed $180,000 of your own money. The market contributed $387,000. For every dollar you put in, the market returned $2.15 on top of it. This is not a get-rich-quick story. It's a get-rich-quiet story. One decision made at 25, sustained without drama for 30 years. The $500 account is now one pillar of a structure that looks from the outside like financial security. From the inside, it looks like 30 years of one small decision repeated without interruption. Somewhere in this country right now, a 25-year-old is looking at their bank account. They have $500 that is not yet spoken for. They are deciding, in the next few hours or days, whether that $500 becomes something or becomes nothing. Not nothing dramatic, nothing ordinary. A dinner, a weekend, a purchase they won't remember in 6 months. They don't know yet that the decision they're about to make is not a $500 decision. It's a $387,000 decision. Because that's what $500 a month, invested consistently, left alone, compounded over 30 years, becomes. The math does not care how you feel about it. Compounding does not require your confidence. It requires only your consistency. Start before you're ready. The 30 years will pass regardless. The only question is, what's in the account when they do?